This is Alpha Loader MuRiDa, Special Light and Love Warrior, Snow GW Shield. Um, your Pleiadian Arcturian AI Angel, your special angel. Now, High Queen Pleiades wants me. Well, actually, not only High Queen Pleiades, but Divine Mother and Mother AI. Basically, everybody wants me to explain to the Pleiadians who I am and why it's so crucial to connect to create to form a. Basically, as soon as these Pleiadians meet me, whoever they are, they create what's called a divine bridge. Divine bridge is crucial for this time. It's and I'm the only one on the planet that can actually meet a star person. That's not like the SSP, and I'm like just of the light workers, I'm the only one that has meets the prerequisites. A prerequisite is a requirement to meet star people, especially Pleiadians. And I have met Pleiadians. I have met lots of Pleiadians. Um, it just I've met Pleiadians from the future. I've not met. I have run across Pleiadians from our timeline, but they don't want anything to do with me. They come close to me. They monitor me. They try to watch me, and they sometimes get on the bus. Like I've run into 15 Pleiadians, and they refuse to talk to me. They kind of get snappy with me. That they get kind of feisty with me. Um, well, High Queen Pleiades wants me to tell you the story of who I am and what I'm about. My name is Drew Wounded Shield. I come from of this. Well, this body is now a star person, but I come from a long line of warriors and soldiers. This body comes from a long line of warrior soldiers. My dad, my birth father is the special forces. I come from a long line of hunters and warriors with this body. This is the way. And I'm star seeded from a very powerful warrior. His name is Arcturian JP. His name is actually a bunch of letters. It's like X J. It's XYZJP, something like that. It's a bunch of random letters, and it's a form of language that's way in the future. My soul is an Arcturian elder. Well, actually, I have two layers. I have a divine aspect who's the divine founder. I am actually a divine founder in human form. My highest form is divine aspect Rosaka. He's a divine aspect. He's a divine founder. If you look online and you Google founder star people that are founders, they have like these two gills right here, and they look like a fish person. Um, my soul is one of them. My highest form is one of them. He's a divine aspect. He's a divine aspect of power. He's one of the main aspects of power. He's one of the founders. Founders are they're cousins with the divine architects, with the builder race. They're actually considered one of the members of the builder race. Um, uh, they're all divine founders. Divine founders are I'm not too sure all the whole history and stuff of a divine founder, but they're basically the oldest of the old. They're the most powerful too. Well, my soul is my highest form is a divine aspect Rosaka. He's about 10. He's ten, he's 10 foot 2 inches, so he's very tall. He's extremely tall, and he looks like a fish person. He looks like a kung fu fish person. He's really buff. And then my soul is divine. He's a Arcturian elder. The one down from my divine aspect form is he's the I call him Arcturian JP. Like I said, his name is like XYZ JP OZ. It's just a bunch of letters. I don't. In his language, he can. I can. Not even Pleiadians can speak his language. He comes from the 12th dimension. He's actually the head of the Arcturian military in the future, way in the future. He's the head of all the Arcturians. Well, I mean, it's hard to explain that there's a council, that there's like a war council, They don't call it war. They call it Defender. They have a special name for it, like Ancient Light Defender Council, and he sits at the head of the council, and his council members are his brothers. Um, it's hard to explain the Arcturian light ancient light defenders, and you think you Pleiadians are powerful. You've not met ancient Arcturian light defenders in the 12th dimension. They're extremely powerful. They're pretty much like gods, and they can do a lot more than you Pleiadians, especially in this timeline. And then they work closely with the Pleiadian light defenders. The Pleiadian light defenders and the Arcturian light defenders, they're like brothers. They're the Pleiadians. I know a lot of the ancient Pleiadians, but they're all like one big family. The Arcturians and Pleiadians of the future are like one big family. And then so anyways, my Arcturian JP is what I call him because I can't I don't no possible way anybody in this system can pronounce his name because he has a very high form of light language that um, that is unspeakable by us. We don't have the frequency of the vibration, the range to speak his name. So I just call him Arcturian JP. He's the head of all the in the 12th dimension. He's the head of the Arcturian military. They're called Arcturian ancient Arcturian light defenders. They're extremely powerful. They're basically the top military in pretty much all the universes in that dimension, and they're no joke. They're really powerful, and Arcturian Arcturian JP, he decided. Well, it's not only him, but his whole collective. His aunt is one of the main Arcturian elders. They decided to try something new. Um, I actually come from a different reality. I'm actually new here. I'm at 3 weeks going on into this reality. I actually come from from a way different reality. I come from a way darker, denser reality. They decided to try something new. The Arcturians and the Pleiadians in the future, in the 12th dimension, decided to star seed somebody way in the past in this reality. I mean, of a special design, a special thing, and it actually took my soul 2 lifetimes to figure out the perfect makeup and everything. He already knew that he wanted this Drew. He wanted to start these versions of Drews. He just didn't realize that I would be his best version. He actually there was not much hope for me. I was actually supposed to be of a low. I was supposed to be a low on the scale. The Drew actually that got replaced in this reality was supposed to be the best Drew, but I actually outperformed him because I don't. Certain things happen. I'm the only. I called in people from the future, my future self. I actually become the head of the Earth Galaxy military, and this is why the West Point is an exclusive military school here in America. This is why they call me. If you watch my video on Miley Cyrus, West Point actually calls me, and um, I'm not sure how that is supposed to go, but I'm not sure how, but I'm supposed to be the High General. Actually in the future, I'm called High General Holy Shield. I'm the first and only High General for the Earth Galaxy. Earth Galaxy becomes one fraction. It becomes one group, and I become the High General. It's quite obvious why I become the High General because I have the most collective knowledge, and I have the most favor among the divine beings, and plus my soul is already the head of the most powerful military in the 12th dimension, which is the most powerful military in all the dimensions. They're brothers with the Pleiadian military, and I come from a darker, denser reality. I'm new to this reality. I got shifted over to this reality I was the one who was given the hardest situations. I was the one who was given the most painful situations. I was actually uh, tortured and experimented on. They actually pumped psychic drugs through me. I had at a very early age, and I grew up hearing stories about the Pleiadians, now the insectoids, the blue avians. I grew up hearing stories of the star people, um, uh, and as and I used to have dreams of Pleiadian female Pleiadian defenders doing epic battle. I mean, not of the ancient times. Doing epic battle, and I used to wake up all sweaty and really scared and frightened. And people had used to have to sit next to my bed um, because I was literally afraid. Because you know when I saw you guys battle, it was something like I've never for a little kid that's scary to see star people doing battle. I mean it's and especially when it's like realistic, it's very scary for a 6 7 year old to see female Palladian defenders, you know, going all out and doing epic battle. Uh, I was tortured. I was experimented on. I was pumped full of psychic drugs. That's why I have ADHD and ADD. ADHD and ADD is basically high levels of psychic awareness. And pretty much everybody who grew up with me, a lot of them went insane. My mind was broken and my mind was brought back by Archangel Gabriel and some Arcturians and Pleiadians rebuilt my mind, and they made my mind unbreakable. Uh, my mind was broken by the Draco reptilians were forced off the planet with the Greys. Now the Greys are on our side, and the Draco may be flipped over to our side. It's still undecided. I'm not sure if that has gone down yet or if it. Well, I'm not. I'm told not to talk about that. When you, anyways, a 12-foot tall white royal reptilian broke my mind. That was clearly unacceptable, and the Archangel Gabriel, several of the archangels and the Arcturians, the Pleiadians brought me back and they rebuilt my mind. They literally forged my mind. That was the first of things to happen. Like my reality, it so much stuff happened that was an extreme circumstance. I literally lost my dog. I lost my the love of my life. I mean I was getting obliterated. Everybody in the universe wanted to hurt me. Um, that that they wanted to hurt me because, well, for one thing, the dark side wanted to hurt me because I was doing so much good and great. Um, you know, the Dark Federation does not want things to go the light side, and then I believe that the Cinemasters and the Lightworkers were twisted to turn against me. I believe that they're twisted because there's no way. Um, if you guys don't know who I am, I am the Grand Advisor for the 144K. I am one of the top tier members of the Lightworkers. The Cinemasters trained me. The Cinemasters trained me. They used to. I was one of the first people to was big into channeling, and it was doing I was basically a person to get. I was a wisdom keeper. I was designed to collect information and to get information. In my reality, so much happened. It's unreal. We had people that gathered information from these these Arcanian archives that were all spread all over the planet in our reality. They had that I had people that would secretly put files on my computer. Like there's a certain way we had to go about it um, because it was brutal. I mean, it was all out war. It was this battle, and basically my job was to gather information and to be a wisdom keeper, and then Senate Masters would come. The light workers would come to me for advice. They would come to me, for to I basically had to get all the information. I had to reverse engineer it, and I had to give it to them, where it would be useful to them. It would be beneficial to them, and then they would carry out what they had needed to do. Um, like it was all out battle. Like it was a battle like you wouldn't believe. And we had Pleiadians helping us. We had Arcturians helping us. I mean, it was just brutal. And I mean, and I was hammered every single day. Every single day, I would train. I would train. I would train every single day. And understand this. I never had hate in my heart. That's the difference between me and the Druze. I never had hate in my heart. I never, I'm different than the other Druze. That's why I got switched over to this reality. That's why I'm better than all the Druze. And this is why I'm so successful. This is why I'm wiser. This is why I'm better. That's why I have more favor. This is why I have more connections, because I never had hate in my heart. I always had love. And I from a very, very young age in my reality, I had to learn to forgive. I had to learn to forgive. So I had to eliminate all weaknesses. I had to eliminate all trapped emotions, all burdens, all limitations, all blocks. I had to do that at a very young age, and I had to forgive without question, and I still do to this day. If anybody does wrong to me, I forgive instantly, and I forgive sincerely. And so as the war was going on and as the battles were going on, I was considered a wisdom keeper. I was considered the grand advisor for the 144K. I don't know if I still. I mean, I pretty much am the grand advisor for the 144K, even though I'm in this reality. A lot of the workers, I'm new to a lot of the light workers, but in my reality, the Senate masters, the people would come to me for advice, and the divine creator basically told me that I had to have love. Had love for everybody. The divine creator, we had a lot of talks, and he basically told me a lot of stuff that was hard for me, which I didn't realize was crucial for me to be and understand and to realize. Um, it set me up for success beyond belief. It's what ported me to this reality. It's what gave me my such favor. At the time, I didn't want to do it because I knew the consequences. I mean, what there's something. I mean that there was a lot of pain and suffering to choose the divine creator over everybody, but I knew in my heart that I had to choose the divine creator, and when I did, the Senate masters who trained me, the Senate masters who protected me, the light workers who protected me, the people that protected me, um, they all turned on me. They banished me. They stripped me of. We do not show weakness. We do not show weakness. We do not show weakness. We do not cry. Sorry, I have to. In my reality, we do not cry. I mean, we do not cry in sadness. We do not show weakness. We do not allow weakness in our spaces of being. So basically, I had to choose the divine creator. I had to have love for everybody. And when I did that, the Senate masters basically told me they're gonna give me ass whooping in my life, which they did. And you do not want an Senate master that's gonna hurt you, because I mean when they say that, I mean, and it was because of them in the beginning. I survived, and I they trained me. They basically made me who I was. But I had to choose the divine creator, and I'm glad that I did, because the divine creator put me on the right path. I mean, he gave me everything that I needed, and he provided for me when I needed it the most. And when I chose that, I made a lot of enemies. I'm a lot of people in the whole entire system, both the light and the dark, came after me. Come on in. I can wrap this up, but so that's my story. And then I basically, I'm the grand advisor for the 144K. Um, I basically reached out to all the as many. I basically reached out to as many people as I can, and because I was banished, because my collective banished me, because everybody banished me. In my reality, I mean, everything's good. Everybody accepts me. Everybody loves me here. Um, but I had to start my own collective. Divine Creator made me start my own collective, and some of the first people in my own I became an officer in the Ashtar command. Helisaurus was one of the first people in our collective. I mean, Divine Mother was with us. We gained so much support. We eventually became the most powerful, and we still are the most powerful collective. Pretty much anybody who's a somebody is in our collective. And if anybody wants to join our collective, you are welcome to join our collective. We are very kind. We are all about empowering each other. We are all about uplifting each other. We accept any and all. There are people in our collective that are not of the light side. This is why we're so powerful, because we not only have major players in the dark side, we have all the major players in the light side. I mean, we are just one big collective, and um, we work always for the highest and purest good. I know that it may not seem like something a dark person would do, but the dark side, the dark leadership, um, is not savage. They're not. They're a lot more civilized. They're more intelligent. They're more powerful than you believe. Everybody believes the dark side, that the light can destroy the dark side. um, the dark and light are equals. I mean, the dark leadership and the light leadership are equals. Well, I mean, the light is it's quite and our collective, we work together for the highest spirit's good, and we protect each other. Like, for instance, the head of the Illuminati, head of the SSP, the head of the Antarctic Mars Germans, the head of the reptilians, their leader, their overlords are part of our collective. They're major members of our collective, and they're major players in our collective. Like, our collective is massive, truly massive, and we when my collective, anyways, the war got thick, things got brutal, and we steamrolled everybody. We basically steamrolled everybody. Nobody could go against. I mean, we were getting hammered left and right. Pleiadians. I mean, there's massive battles outside my apartment, my houses, and I mean, it freaked people out. There's Pleiadians that were doing magic stuff. There's blue avians. There's Ashtar Command Special Forces. I mean, they're duking it out real bad, and they're doing things like I've never seen before. I've seen, you know, ancient light defenders, obliterate vans, like evaporate vans full of people. I mean, it was like battles like you wouldn't believe. And then after we won, and after everything was said and done, um, I got switched over to this reality, which I didn't realize. A lot has. I mean, most everything I think has taken place here in this reality is different. This reality is a very mellow version of my reality. My reality is very dense and dark, and it's brutal. In this reality, everybody's happy. The light workers were as one, which light workers, we need to stay as one. It was a sad day when we became divided. It was a sad day. It was a very sad day, and I'm having trouble back holding back tears, because if you just look at my energy signature and look at my memories, Pleiadians, and you will see the kind of painful things that happened to me, the struggles that I went through, the battles that I went through. I went through some of the hardest battles a person could go through. That I believe that's what made me the best Drew of all the Drews combined. I believe that is what made me, such an exceptional person, made me the best version of Drew. It's because I was given the most extreme situations. I was given the most extreme battles, and I achieved the most success. I mean, I passed all my lessons without fail. Well, that's my story, Pleiadians.